Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about something that's a little frustrating for me at least. A question that I am seeing pop up every now and then is why aren't people enjoying games anymore? Why aren't games enjoyable? It seems that people are still enjoying games, but there are some factors that may be contributing to a decrease in enjoyment for a lot of people. One of the possible reasons is that many games nowadays focus on being artistic and immersive, which can sometimes come at expense of the fun factor. Now, this shift in focus may not resonate with all players, and that's part of one of the reasons why people aren't enjoying games as much anymore. Another factor could be the increased pressure to perform well in games. We've all seen the meteoric rise of game publishers using an algorithm to dictate matchmaking instead of ping. The rise of skill-based matchmaking, even in single-player games, can create a more stressful gaming experience, taking away from the enjoyment and escapism that gaming once provided for a lot of people. Skill-based matchmaking, in a sense, doesn't allow you to enjoy the game anymore because you are now performing. It becomes work. It is no longer fun. There's also a sentiment out there that there's just too many games out there. There's so much choice. There's too many things that I can be doing right now that I can't even enjoy what I'm doing right now. The abundance of options can also lead to shorter playtimes, which players may feel the need to move on to a new game whenever something else comes out. Another big part of that is nostalgia. A lot of people understand the feel for a specific game. As we age, we look back fondly on the games that we played in our youth, and it can be difficult for new games to live up to those fond memories. Nostalgia is often painted in a rose tint, something that we think we like, think we enjoyed. We only remember the good parts of those things, when in reality we had a lot to complain about at the time, but because time passes, we often forget about it. The problem with having this nostalgia in games is we remember and reminisce on those perfect matches that we had, where we were top dog, and we want to see that happen more consistently. And no, it's not the little Timmies of the world that are getting on, that are super cracked and obliterate you every single time. It's not that. One of the biggest reasons why you aren't enjoying gaming anymore is actually because of you. You are setting expectations for yourself that you are going to perform at a specific level. You grinded and grinded and grinded and got to the point where you were able to hit diamond, but now that's not good enough for you. Or maybe it was the friend group that you had built over the course of 5 or so years in a game, and then all of a sudden, one by one, they left, and now you're the only one that still plays that game. Yes, you may have found a new group or some other people to play with, but it's not going to be the same. Those people aren't the people that you joined up with and found the game and fell in love with the game with. Nostalgia can influence our perception of a game's quality. We often overlook flaws or shortcomings in a game that we have nostalgic feelings for. Our emotional attachment to the game can make it more enjoyable despite its imperfections. This can also lead to a positive gaming experience as we focus on the aspects of the game that we enjoy and remember fondly. But let's really talk about that downside. It can cause us to view new games through a lens of our past experiences, making it difficult to appreciate the unique qualities and innovations of modern games. This leads us to feel disappointment or frustration when new games do not meet those nostalgic expectations that we have put in place. It often causes us to overlook the potential enjoyment that these games could offer as well. Like, games were not better in the past. We just can't accept that we're unable to enjoy the things that we used to when we were young. Growing up playing video games with friends is often one of your fondest memories. The friendships built from gaming as kids, they're there forever. And we'll drag ourselves from bed to our 9 to 5 and back home just so that we can get through the day, so that we can get back to those friends. I remember coming home from school so excited to play a single level of New Super Mario Bros. Wii with my friends. I had invited all of them to come down, and 2 showed up. we ended up beating that entire game over the summer. We will often take a look back at those games with a melancholic nostalgia, but it wasn't the game that made that memory special. It was the people that you were playing with. It was the friends that made those memories special. It truly was a simpler time, but it did not last forever. As you get older, the friend group does as well. You may even still remain close friends, but as we go through life, you'll see that everything demands more of you. One by one, you saw your friends stop logging on as often. First it was a couple days, then it was a couple weeks. And now you look back and those friends haven't logged online in years. Whether it be work, school, family, or even a significant other, life happens. Things change. People grow up, and the old days of gaming die with that. But you still have your memories, and you can still call those friends. During some of our most formative years, we were inside talking through a microphone. Some of you may have been talking to somebody across the world. You may still be talking to that person today, but the games and those memories, at least how they were back in the day, those are gone. I don't feel like we'll have people talking nostalgically about this time right now, at least how gaming is as a whole. I know a lot of people who just don't like what they're playing, or they have too much to play and they don't know what to play, so they just don't play anything. I really feel like our appreciation of games depends on our age and our memories with them. And you gotta remember that games change with the times. A lot of games have started to get hyper competitive, and that's another reason why they're not fun anymore. I still think, though, the big thing that you need to take into account is who you're playing the games with. And if you're playing single player games, why are you playing it? Are you playing it to pass the time? Or are you playing it to understand the story or just have fun? Because all are valid reasons, but you need to have a reason to play the game. Otherwise, you'll just miss out. Because I've seen it before firsthand. I've played through a game, felt nothing, learned nothing from the story, and then years later I've played through it again, been like, oh, I don't remember much from this. And actually paying attention and finding that, oh my goodness, I love the story. I love how these characters are. Why did I not notice this before? And it was because I was playing the game to play the game. I wasn't playing to listen, to understand, to learn, to grow. It was just to pass the time. So if you're going to play a game, play with purpose. Play to experience. Because nostalgia can greatly influence our enjoyment of games by evoking strong emotions and memories. But it can also create an unrealistic expectation and hinder our ability to appreciate new gaming experiences. It's important to note that the enjoyment of games is subjective and can vary greatly from person to person. There's still plenty of gamers who still find enjoyment in both new and especially old titles. And the gaming industry continues to grow and evolve. Just because we're kind of in a rut, even though we've had a pretty good spree of games recently. Like when you're talking about the mainstream games, we're in a very big rut. AAA gaming is not in a good place. So yeah, we've got a lot to break down there. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I will catch you all in the next one. This is Warm Sponge, still trying to enjoy games. I'm signing off. Peace.